Hey, buddies. It has been a minute since I've checked in. I feel like it's been a few months, honestly. And I can't even really remember what my last video was about, but I want to kind of do a year-end little recap over the past few months. Some things that have been on my mind. My mind has been on some things, and it's another beautiful day. The weather was kind of a little scummy, foggy, smoggy, and now it feels like I'm back in LA. But with the recent events that have happened, that transpired, it's just been so much that I feel like the discourse has been discoursing on. So it's going to kind of be unfiltered, just a little ramble situation while I take a little walk and talk with me. So first, I just kind of want to start off a little bit light with some pop culture musical jingles that have just been kind of on repeat, on replay. So that phenomenon, the phenomenon woman that is Chappell Rowan, she's been doing her thing. I love her complete discography that's been coming out. I've listened to some of her older projects. I haven't really fully tapped into the new project, but she's doing her thing. Very Cyndi Lauper, Pat Benatar, just good all-around vibes. Something that you can listen to in the gym, you can listen to on a road trip, on a hike, anywhere. She's definitely a vibe. And then for a little bit more hip hop, I love Four Bats. Four Bats is a good find, as well as Denzel Curry. If you like rap, Denzel Curry, his whole project is fire as hell. From start to finish, there's no skips. And then this rebrand that I've witnessed that is crazy to me, but it's still like amazing to see how people can shift and change their brand. Addison Rae, this TikToker. I'm not a TikToker, y'all, but of course, just being on other social media platforms, it all filters in, so I still see the TikTok clips. And Addison Rae, her transition into this like Madonna-esque, like 90s rebrand, real live singer is great. I mean, it's just inspiring. Like, I'm jamming out to her. Like, I never ever thought I would. Someone you just like have to just stop and think like, is this for real? And it apparently is. But I'm a fan. Like what she's doing. So now on to a bit more serious matters. Let's talk about how every time I feel like our society is progressing somewhere that's productive and just all around inclusive and open-minded, we always find a way to show our true colors. Let's start off with kooky, crazy Elon Musk, someone who I used to really revere and think that was a great conduit for positive change when it comes to energy solutions, finding healthier, holistic ways to just progress as a society. And how he's spearheading all this propaganda is insane to me. This election that came about, I really did not expect it to go the way it did. I don't know about y'all, but I really thought that we were in a good motion for change, and then it's like, psych, the people have spoken. And I don't know if there's any type of collusion in this election or what, but Elon Musk ain't no good. This election just reminded me of 2016 all over again. It's like these sneaky hidden agents who you do not expect to reveal themselves, and then you're just caught back in a period of time that we thought we have transitioned and moved on from. I did not know how many MAGA supporters were even in my sweet, humble Hollywood. I mean, it was bizarre to me to see the day of the election, the last day of polls, people in MAGA hats were just out in my community. Hadn't seen a lick of that before, and all of a sudden, the MAGA supporters started coming out. I saw them at my gym. The actual day, I think after the election, I saw more people, more MAGA hats at my grocery store. It's just like, wow. The people have spoken, and they're saying things that I'm not sure if they are convicted of themselves or if they've been fed information that they've started to believe. But I'm very curious as to how the next 4 years is going to go. Trump is the first to have a non-consecutive re-election. It's very, it just creates a lot of pensive state of mind for the progressives, the people who thought that society was progressing one way. It's like, okay, we just have to kind of reevaluate where our society really is and the divisiveness that is still plaguing us in a sense. I listened, and I still haven't made it through, but I listened to a little bit of Trump's first 100 days. The interview was, Trump is hilarious. He's very entertaining, but it's very curious to me that people take his stances, his radical stances on things as gospel, and then they get invested. His first 100 days was him really finessing and finagling his constituents. That's what I saw. I didn't see the whole thing, but from what I saw, a lot of things that I think was a strong point for him as a candidate. The only thing that I see him possibly making progress on is controlling the border and putting better, I mean, it's going to be very aggressive, unfortunately, and it's going to impact a lot of people who are, valuable citizens and patrons of America. But that's the only thing I can see if you actually voted for him executing. When it comes to changing the economy for the working man, I don't see Trump doing that. I'm sorry. Sorry to you. I don't see that happening. I see it really, really gearing towards pushing up the 1%ers and creating a better capitalist economic oligarchian country for them. These tariffs are going to be a terror, but we'll have to see how the next 4 years go. If Congress is able to push back on some of the crazy policies, then, we might stand a chance. The everyday person might be able to stand a chance. And I feel like with the way the economy is going and how difficult the everyday person is starting to really, really be burdened by, we're seeing these crazy things happen, like the UHC CEO assassin. That is a story that completely blows my mind. I'm shook by that, y'all. Shook in a way that it just all seems so cinematic. It's like the way it's being covered, the story that first broke out before the manhunt pursued and found him. I'm shocked by that. I mean, this crime seemed so well thought out and organized, and definitely seemed like multiple people were part of it. I don't know if it was just this one guy, Luigi Mangione, but the way everything has transpired is insane to me. First of all, I don't even know why he was still here. I thought that someone like him who had allegedly put this crime together would have booked it out. I really thought he was going to be gone. I thought that there was not going to be an easy capture, but they apparently, allegedly found the guy. And the way media is sensationalizing the story is a clear indication that the people are sick and tired. And that's why I'm saying Trump being in office is, man, we'll see what happens. But the people are sick and tired. They're tired of living below their means. They're tired of being abused and taken advantage of. Insurance is crazy to me. I'm someone who used to work in insurance before moving into tech and other things. And the stories I could tell you about the way insurance companies run and the way people are mishandled, mistreated, and the lack of information people have on how insurance works is astounding. And it's so unfair. And it's something that definitely needs to be revolutionized. We have to change how this works. It's just completely irresponsible for these entities, and I call them entities, not businesses. They're not businesses to me. They're entities. They're like gods, kings that just kind of dole out justice haphazardly. They're using AI apparently to evaluate claims and either deny or prove them. That's absolutely insane. These are not businesses. They're entities. They are giving out justice just on a whim. Like, I mean, we've seen it even with Boeing and how they have been, put to the fire, put to the test on really proving how they're, manufacturing their products, how they're making sure that we actually are safe. And it doesn't seem like they are. It doesn't seem like they care. It seems like they cut corners. A lot of American capitalism seems to be reduced to cutting corners just to get the quick buck. And now we're seeing how everybody is getting tested. You see Haktua, Haktua and her crypto coin, her rug pull scam. Man. But funny enough, speaking of AI, I have been looking into AI chatbot training, which is another story in itself, the things that I've had to deal with. Just pursuing that, you see how convoluted the AI world is. There's so much potential, but when there's this kind of free form, this just unstructured handling of a new venture, it's very chaotic, and you have to kind of be the one to spearhead it, or if you get caught up in just, working during the expansion of it, you might miss out on really good opportunities. So AI is something that I want to lean into more, figure out the pros, the cons, and how to just create a better, overall structure of it. Because it can definitely be used for good, but right now, even though it's been out for some time, we're still trying to really crack the possibilities that come with AI, I think. in the tech world. Let's see. Oh man, I almost forgot drones. I saw some recent stories about drones being reported. I want to say like around Christmas time, between Thanksgiving and Christmas time, drones were being reported. I saw a few good stories, deep dives from other vloggers that were going into how drones have become a very, very prominent use of like surveillance, of, you know, almost being invasive. And people can't figure out if drones, LA traffic, if drones or UFOs or UAFs are all the same thing or not. So I saw reportedly that there were these UFOs, drones, whatever you want to call them, popping up out of the water all over, I think it's the US or even in other countries outside the US. Can y'all believe that? Isn't that crazy? And nobody can explain what these are. And we know air marshals and air traffic is a thing. So if somebody's or something is flying within an area and they don't have license to, it's always dealt with and handled. But this story has been kind of swept under the rug a little bit. And it just makes you a little bit curious as to what's happening. But that's all. I don't have much on that story, honestly. I just think it's a little bit foreshadowing if we're having this technology after, you know, the US Army came out to claim that UFOs do exist. And now we're seeing and hearing more sightings of these unidentified things floating around in the world with no explanation. But there's a lot of videos that were being reported on it, and then some of them were being taken down from like other social media platforms. People who are actually capturing these UFOs on camera. If anybody's interested, they can just look it up to see what else is still out there. But there's a YouTuber I watch, Lovely T. She's really good, and she has a lot of good video evidence on that stuff. So something to keep in the know about, I think. You should always kind of have an idea of what's going on in your community. This has been a long video, you guys. I feel like there's some more topics I want to talk about, but I can't really remember. Oh yeah. Sorry guys, I've been finding something, so I'm still dealing with the congestion drainage. But the last couple stories I want to talk about, y'all, or maybe last story, we need to really know how to, as a community, give advice and just leave it. And I'm talking about these sensationalized stories that come out. For example, Travis Hunter, recent winner of the Heisman Trophy, and all the scandal on him and his girlfriend. I don't like getting too deeply into people's relationships because at the end of the day, that is their relationship. And you don't know what's going on in someone's relationship other than the people who are involved in the relationship. But Travis Hunter has really become viral and broken a lot of waves in the media because not of his talent, but because of a scandal amongst his relationship. And it blows my mind that people can get so invested in someone's personal life that they become aggressively invasive. The things that I've heard about this guy and his relationship is kind of sketchy, y'all. And from the outside looking in, I feel like we can all, or most of us can agree, like, oh, something doesn't look right here. But also understand, if somebody feels convicted about their personal life, all you can do is give soft advice and leave it be. This man does not deserve to be tormented about his choice and who he wants to be with and how he wants to live his life. We all deserve to process our journey the way we need to. He deserves that. And we're taking that away from him by overly pushing and trying to force his hand to see things that we have no right to try to push on him. We're trying to force his perspective to see something that we see, and that's not fair to him. Because at the end of the day, his relationship has been comprised of X amount of years that we were not privy to. He deserves to go on his journey. And it does look like people do not want him to be happy in a relationship when you're constantly telling him that he isn't happy in his relationship, because we don't know what that looks like for him. We all need to be able to respectfully care about somebody and effectively communicate that we care about them, not by pushing certain viewpoints onto them, but by letting them know, hey, no matter what happens, I'm here for you. If you need anything, I'm here for you. And that's what Travis needs. He needs support. He needs people who can say, I'm here for you. I care about you. Sorry, y'all, there's construction going on behind me. I'm trying to do this little casual walk through this neighborhood. I moved recently too as well, so I'm in a new area. I love it. It's not far from where I used to stay. The neighborhood isn't as cinematic, or scenic. That's the word I look at. It's not as scenic, but I still can just walk any and everywhere, which I absolutely love. But that's pretty much it, y'all. I feel like this video has been overrun with outside noise, so I want to sign off. And let me know what you guys think I might have not included in this recap. But I'm glad I checked in. It's been a while. I'm trying to get more productive in 2025 and pursue creative endeavors. New Year's, I'm going to be chilling. I'm going to be in LA. Hope you guys have a good New Year's. Hope you guys had a great Christmas. And let's continue to check in.